I paid about 17 quid for 2 canisters when I could refill them, and to refill 1 canister is costing me about £1.20. I just need to find somewhere I can put my basher up, because we've got a bit of a wind, it's cold, so I might even just put up a little ninja shelter to be going along with and get under that instead. This is the Flash. It is a replacement for one I had years ago. A lot of Americans use these little folding cups. This is by Sea to Summit. Now the radius of it and diameter is much the same as the actual JETBOIL. It's almost the perfect fit. I'm going to put some water in here and get my dinner on. Chocolate pudding and chocolate sauce. Lucky boy. And fold it, and that will sit inside the JETBOIL. Let's dive in and get my water out. I'm just going to take this plastic cover off the bottom, and I keep all my bits in there because I'm forever losing things. Has a silicone lid here, which is flexible, with drainer holes and a sip hole there. Here's where I keep the coffee press, and it sits this way round with the right in on the top. I made a mistake of putting the handle out of this way and it didn't work. This is the newer JETBOIL, which has the automatic clicker for ignition, or the piezo ignition, I think that's how you pronounce it. The gas, which has just come from in here. The only reason I stopped using my old JETBOIL was just because the gas was too expensive for me. I've got this down to £1, so I don't throw it, I refuel it. And we'll come to that in a minute as soon as I've got something in the pan here, or the pot, which has a neoprene sleeve on. And this neoprene sleeve, this bit here, will change red, indicating that it is come to a boil. The lid with the coffee press here, tripod which I can click in all the way around, and this is the valve regulator, and I screw this on. Just going to put my ration inside like this and top it up with water to the halfway line, or the fill line. Okay, water in, the ration is in, the water is up to the safety line, which is halfway. And what I like to do is keep the handle of the cup facing towards the regulator, just so I know where everything is. The regulator is sitting to the right, the handle is sitting to the right. The colour change here is facing me. I've had to just turn the neoprene around to get all that adjusted. The gradient of hill is quite steep. If I dig a heel foot trench, I can dig in one of the foot stands. I'm ready to fire this up. I've got the ration pack in and the clicker on my thumb, right hand regulator, turn it up to its full. Okay, that's full power. I haven't got a windshield, doesn't need one. The ration pack is in. This will come to a boil in about 100 seconds. So I'm not going to put the lid on. I want to see what's happening with this ration pack. I'm going to keep my hand on the regulator so I can turn it off if required. But I just want to warm up my ration pack. I've turned that down as low as I can get it. And this section is all the brew kit. And what I always do with, if you're using British Army ration packs for camping like I do, I generally get rid of them disgusting little coffees and I just put some of my own in. I find a really good zippy bag, Ziploc bag, and put some real coffee in. I also have, this is the Monin caramel. Got to have that in a good coffee. And like I said, a little wee toddy of single malt. And that's actually bubbling away quite nice. It's heating up my little chocolate pudding. I'm going to give that about maybe 3-4 minutes. This is the whitener and sugar mix already. I can't tolerate a ration pack coffee. I can't even tolerate instant coffee. Okay, I'm going to turn this clockwise, which is away from me. That's gone out. I can take my ration out. I'm going to use the existing water in here that we just done my little ration pack in. 2 of these going in. I like quite a strong coffee. Just give that a little stir. Allow the water to cool, which I am now. And don't use fine filtered coffee like I have. You're meant to use a coarser ground. However, I've had good success with this. It's only at this point I put the press through the lid here like this and into the pot. I tried doing this while it was boiling. Boy, bubbled over. And I make sure that the mouthpiece is facing front also. Now in my pack, I also have the BCB plastic cup. Could use that, but because it is featuring the Sea to Summit folding cup, I'm going to use it. I'm going to start off by maybe 2 or 3 of these. It's ready to disconnect the cup and pour my coffee. There you have it. Slowly push this down. It says to do it slowly on the website. Now, do you know why I'm doing this? Me neither. And pour in. I shouldn't have too many grounds in this. Give it a stir and then I can add in my flavoured extras. So first things first, a little splash of coffee caramel. Enough to flavour. And a little bit of single malt. Oh, I can smell that from here. Gorgeous. I think I'll show you now, before we have a drink and a bite to eat, a little extract that I put together of me actually refueling one of these. this is isopropane butane mix. About 6, 7, 8 quid depending where you shop. And I can keep the tin but put butane in, and I'm getting butane at £1 a tin, and it'll fill this 2 or 3 times for £1. So 33 pence a fill. I'm telling you, money saver. Oh, this is the best coffee I've had in a long time. So at the start of the feature, I did my lunch. Should be nice and warm now. Now, the lads in the British forces use a JETBOIL in exactly the same way to do their ration packs. The actual JETBOIL new, about 100 quid, but it did come with a canister of fuel, and I had to go out and buy extra fuel also. Chocolate pud. Nice and warm. Full of calories. Tasty. A real coffee. Again, if you use a microfiber flannel, it'll get all your coffee grounds out and haven't used any extra water. The flame is concentrated into a peak like that, and it heats this thermal heat exchange here, which I think they're calling a flux ring. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to pack this up. This bit, take this off, discard it, put it in your pocket, get rid of it. Make sure your stabiliser triangle sits over it like that, and drop the pot over it so it sits in upside down. So now I can put the stove in this way, like that. Deassemble the little coffee maker. That fits in that way around. So there's no effort trying to put this silicone lid on. That's on. The little measuring cup, which I often travel without. I don't really use it that much. Now, I don't know why nobody has actually filmed doing a ration pack in a JETBOIL. It's what the lads in the British forces use them for. I'd have thought somebody would have shown it on YouTube at least, because there's plenty of videos I saw of making a coffee. Nobody put a single malt in it, however. But I thought I'd be the one to show you how to put your lunch in it and your dinner if you're using ration pack food. That has been really tasty, really good coffee, really nice chocolate pud for lunch. I'm getting full. It's very stodgy, full of calories, because generally you'll get 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches and 2 dinners in a British ration pack. It's a lot. 4,000 calories, split it into 2, 2,000 calories a day. Like, that would be my main meal for lunch, and I've just had it, and like I said, I'm full, stodgy, and I know I shouldn't be licking a spoon and stuff like that, but that was a really nice coffee. Washing my spoon, dirty in it. That's why I stopped using my JETBOIL, the price of the fuel. I'm back on my JETBOIL now. Now I've found a better price for the fuel. Right, I'm going to pack away and I will see you pretty soon. So you take care of yourself, have a good time, and I'll see you out there.